Department, thank you for the opportunity. It changed my life. Seriously, I'm always talking about it. I'm very proud to have been a firefighter, and through that, I was like, yo, I could get jiggy with this with this first responder thing. For getting behind.
Welcome to the Firehouse, the show dedicated to the brave men and women who serve our community.
Everybody, and welcome to the Firehouse on WRHU 88.7 FM. I am your host, Chris Moses, and today, sitting with me in the Firehouse is my boy, Paul. What's good, bro?
How you doing, Chris?
I'm good, man. I'm good. All right,
Word.
So listen, I know about you.
Absolutely.
I read your bio. I mean, I already know you from,
Right.
Uniondale. We out here.
Yes, sir.
Uniondale.
Yes, sir.
What up? But the audience doesn't know you, right?
Okay.
So give them your full name, give them your department, because you are a former member.
Correct.
Let's just get that
Correct.
right?
Yep.
So you're a former member. So tell them the department that you were in. Tell them how long you've been in and any ranks that you did have.
Okay, so I'm Paul Salvodon. I'm from the Uniondale Fire Department.
Boop, 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 boop.
Uniondale. I served from October of 2014 to about, I want to say, May of 2021.
Okay.
I was a member of Manor Company, Engine Company 3.
Okay, Manor in the building.
And I loved it. It was a great time. I didn't get to hold any ranks. I wasn't in long enough, but I was a secretary for a little bit.
Okay.
A chauffeur. I was a
chauffeur. Oh, so you was a chauffeur. You moved up a little bit.
I was a chauffeur, yep, because I actually had aspirations to do all that. I wanted to be a lieutenant, captain, even chief. When I came into the department, I had the idea that, okay, this is it forever. I'm going to be a chief. I'm going to probably be a commissioner.
Okay.
I'm going to do the whole thing, buy a house in Uniondale. But as you know, life happens.
Life happens and different things. So we're going to get into those stories. So what is that? How many years is that?
I was there for about 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
So even with 6 or 7 years, I know you got some stories. And we're going to talk. We're going to get into those stories.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get into those stories. But, all right, so let's start from humble beginnings, right?
Yes, sir.
What makes you, first of all, did you grow up in Uniondale?
Yeah, so I actually moved to Uniondale when I was 12. So my first 12 years of my life, I was in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And then my family and I moved to Uniondale when I was in middle school.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you moved there. So now, did you join the juniors in Uniondale?
No.
Okay, so this is where it gets interesting for me, because what makes you say, I want to be a firefighter? When you're not in the juniors, was anyone else a firefighter in your family?
Not in my family, but friends.
Okay, so what makes you say, you know what, I want to join the fire department, knowing I'm going to have to run into fires?
Okay, so I had always had aspirations to join the military. So the whole paramilitary organization thing was always something that was in the back of my mind.
Okay.
So at the time, I was a student at Nassau Community College, a liberal arts major, really had no goals of what I wanted to do with my life for sure.
Okay.
But I know I was in school and my goal was to just get my associates, and hopefully by the time I go for my bachelor's, I'll know what I want to do.
Okay.
So at the time, I'm a student at Nassau. And a good friend of mine, Anthony Taylor, who was also a member of Manor Company for some time. He was a firefighter. I actually saw him get sworn in.
Okay.
I was there for him for that, not knowing that a year later I'd be a firefighter.
Okay. So at that moment when you saw him getting sworn in, you still was like,
that wasn't even the moment. That wasn't even the moment. So
okay. All right.
Once he was in,
and shout out to my boy Mello. That's who we talk about. My boy Mello.
Yes,
what
sir,
up?
Anthony Taylor. That's still my friend to this day. So he pretty much put me on, and he was like, yo, there's a grant for Nassau Community College through this. At the time,
grant.
We were paying, I was paying, my dad was paying out of pocket for me. And so I was like, okay, well, that sounds interesting. And like I said, I always kind of had that military thing in the back of my mind.
Yep.
So one day we're on campus, we're walking, there's a call at Nassau, which is Uniondale District.
Okay. Yep.
And so Manor Company, which I didn't even know who they were at the time, they're flying down into the campus, and he waves them down, and he hops on the rig. In the middle of our school day, he hops on the rig to go help out.
So you saw him get sworn in, but I guess you didn't see it in action.
I didn't see it in action. So then I see him hop on the rig, and I'm like, what is this? Yeah, because to me, I'm thinking we're 20 years old at 19, 20.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, the fire department to me is grown older men. So to see my friend, who's my peer, be able to hop on this massive fire truck with lights and sirens blaring, I was like, this is cool.
This is cool.
So then that's when we kind of started talking about it. And before you knew it, months later, I was in.
You was in, and then you got in. So that was the moment.
That was the moment.
Seeing him hop on that rig. Do that.
It's cool that I went to a school that was in my fire district.
So you got to see it.
I got to see it, right.
Do you remember responding? to Nassau?
Oh, plenty of times. So many automatic, the T building, so many automatic alarms. Yeah, I joke about it. Like I'd be in class at 1 p.m. and then 2 hours later, I'm back on campus, but now as a firefighter. It was interesting times for sure.
All right. So let's keep going down, right? So now you're in, right? You know, everyone's on probation. You become a Black Shield. You also said that you held the secretary rank,
yes.
Right? So what makes you want to start going into that, right? Because some people just stay as Black Shields and that's it. I just want to stay there. I don't want to move anymore.
Right.
What made you want to start, moving up in the ranks?
I thought it was just cool, man, to see the evolution of people in my fire company and even in the department, where one day this guy is a Black Shield with you, and then the next month he's swearing in as lieutenant and captain and things like that. And now, they're in charge and things, and just the growth in people, seeing other people who are ex-captains now become chiefs. So that was always something to me that was really cool, like to, watch the growth in others. And anything you do, you always want to advance in whatever you do. So that was always kind of a goal in the back of my mind that, okay, I think I want to, be, Captain Salvodon, Chief Salvodon one day.
There you go.
Not to say it was not to say it was all for my ego, but with the experience too, I wanted to be able to lead the future of the fire department as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's good. So now let's skip ahead just a little bit. We're gonna get back to some stories in a little bit, but I just want to skip ahead to kind of get the whole story, right? So you're in, you do that. What makes you say now that you need to part ways, right?
Okay.
Because honestly, Paul, I think you're probably the first former member I've ever had on this show. Right.
And it's an honor. It's an honor.
I've never had a former member. We've had life members. We had people that retired.
Right.
But for someone that actually was like, listen, I gotta go. What is the reason, right? Because a lot of people in the fire department will stay anyway and kind of half, I can't say the word because we're on the radio, but kind of half that it, you do that and just like, you know what, I'm going to stay around, and everybody's looking like, dude, just go. You did that, right? You were, was like, listen, I can't commit, I can't be here, or whatever reason. I don't want to put it in your mouth.
No, of course.
So what were the reasons that you said, you know what, it's time for me to kind of part ways?
Okay, well, you brought up a good point. I didn't want to be one of those guys that get forced out.
Yeah.
And so pretty much in a nutshell, life happened. So at the time I was with the NYPD.
Okay.
And so between
wait, we got to stop there. We got to stop there.
All right.
So your actual job, what you do now, you're an officer.
I'm a police officer.
You're a police officer, right?
Yes, sir.
You were in NYPD, but now I'm
in Garden City.
In Garden City. And we're going to get into a lot, but
correct.
Just with NYPD,
right?
Did the fire department, being a volunteer, did that influence you at any moment to go into NYPD?
Absolutely. So again, let's rewind back to the beginning stages of the fire department. As I explained, I didn't really know what I wanted to do in my life until I walked into. It's almost like I walked into those Firehouse doors, and then the rest of my life kind of just took off from there.
I love that.
pretty much.
I love that.
And that's why
I hope people are listening.
I always credit the fire department for my success. But so pretty much, I met a couple of officers. Shout out Edgar Godinez. That was the first young officer I met in the department.
There we go.
I met some older police officers too. One of my mentors, Milton Bowe, he's retired police sergeant and ex-chief of the fire department. But seeing especially Edgar become a cop, again, when you see your peers do it, it's like, oh, let me see, let me check this out. So seeing kind of, guys kind of, become cops through that, I was like, yo, I could get jiggy with this with this first responder thing, for getting behind a car and lights and sirens and helping others. That was it became a passion almost for me to help others, beyond just my community, but in a different way through policing with the city of New York. So I did I joined in 2014, took the test in 2015, and I became a police officer in 2018.
Wow.
And so going back into why I left, around the 2020, 2021 mark, she's my wife now.
All right.
But
shout out, what's her name?
Fabiola.
Shout out Fabiola. What's up?
So we had got engaged. She was pregnant of my first son, my first child, I should say. And so once that happened, around that time, that 2020, 2021 time, things kind of got hectic with the job around that COVID time, and there was like protests going on.
It's a lot.
Plus my now fiancée at the time, she's pregnant of my first child. I knew we weren't going to find somewhere to live in Uniondale.
Yeah.
I knew my dreams, like I said, was to buy a house in Uniondale. The housing market was crazy at the time.
Yep.
So we settled for an apartment, during that time in Rockville Centre. And once my life started evolving, I just knew, like, between becoming a father, my job being a little hectic at the time, and moving out of the district, I said, all right, as much as I love this place, I don't ever want to be that guy where they're tapping on my shoulder like, hey, you might want to decide what you want to do, So I did the right thing, and I just put my letter in. But I'm always around, no matter what. Parades, wet downs, anything that's going on. I've been to a couple installation dinners after I left.
Yep.
So I'm still around,
Yeah, you came to our installation dinner,
yes,
actually.
Yes, I did. I did.
Through.
I did. I'm always showing love to Uniondale because, like I said, I it seems like I walked through that door and boom.
And everything happens. I love to hear that. So for our listeners that are thinking about joining, or the ones that have been in for a little bit, maybe a month or two, listen to his story. Like the doors opened up when he became a volunteer firefighter. So let's get into some stories.
Yes, sir.
What stories you got for me over in Uniondale, company number 3, Manor, baby. Let's go. So just so y'all know, for everyone knows, I'm Uniondale as well.
Yes, sir.
But I'm Brookside, so I'm the other engine company that's on the other side of town.
Yes, sir.
But go ahead. I know you got some stories.
Man, I remember my first fire was a pretty big one, Commodore.
Yes.
It was in Commodore.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, I was so new at the time. I don't even know if I was Scott qualified yet.
Wow. Okay.
So I was pretty much like the hydrant. Kind of hanging out,
which is so crazy. I
Right.
always say this: we give the most important job to the
rookie.
most junior guy, right? And Commodore was rocking.
It was rocking.
We needed water.
Yes.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah. So I hung out with Jimmy Russell.
In the heart of Blue Point, New York, the Johnny Mac Foundation stands as a beacon of hope and resilience. Founded in memory of FDNY firefighter John F. McNamara, who lost his life to 9/11 related cancer, this foundation embodies his enduring motto, whatever it takes. To supporting first responders and their families, the Johnny Mac Foundation is committed to making a long-lasting impact. Join us in honoring John's legacy and making a difference. Visit at johnnymacfoundation.org to learn more and contribute.
Yeah, so I hung out with Jimmy Russell by the rig.
Okay.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Jimmy.
And so I just remember seeing the blaze, and I was just like, wow, like this is real. This is not like we might not be paid, because a lot of people have this misconception that like, oh, it's just volunteer, whatever. Like, no, this was like a real fire in my face, and like you said, I had an important job with the hydrant, so it was like, okay, this is this is like
real.
This is the real deal.
In seeing that, right? Did it change? I mean, that was probably your first year. You end up staying for longer. But
Yes.
did that change your mind in any way? Like, wait, maybe this isn't for me. Seeing that and knowing it's real. I mean, if you're right at the hydrant, you wasn't too far away. You probably could feel the heat from right there, right? And then so did it change in any way, or you were just like, nah, this is.
I never questioned it. I never questioned it. It was a fun time, getting on that rig with your friends, with your peers.
Yeah.
Talking about it after. And it was everything about the fire department that I loved, man. It wasn't even just the fire part. It was, department meetings and company meetings. And afterward, we break bread, and we talk. And it became a family, a guy, gets off probation and party in the lounge.
There we go.
One of your company guys that was your ex-captain just became a chief, party.
Yep.
So it was great, to see that support system and just gain that brother and sisterhood from there, you know.
I love that. They're definitely parties. I'll talk about one time he came to our Halloween party.
Oh,
Dressed
yeah.
as Easy.
That was a good time. Yeah, but you're the king of those costumes, man.
I love the costumes.
You always take. I think you were the king.
Otis. I was the Pip Name Slipback. I was all of them.
Coming to America. I remember that one.
Coming to America, King Jafar. But no, those are definitely good parties. So, what other stories you got for me? What other stories? You said you had some fire department stories, maybe not fire related, but
right. So fire department stories. Man, I can remember some snow standbys.
Okay,
those were always
Let's
fun.
Talk about them standbys, baby.
So much food, hanging out with the guys and struggling on that rig to get through the snow, to get to the calls and everything like that. But it was, like I said, just being there with those guys overnight. fridge full of food. You know, it was always like a fun time with that stuff. You know?
I love those standbys. Who doesn't love a good standby? You with your, with everyone. You really now running calls all night.
Mm-hmm.
It was, it makes me think of, and I don't think you were in then yet, because you said you got in when?
2014.
2014. I don't remember when. I think Sandy happened in
13.
Yep,
I wasn't there for that.
That was like, we ran calls for a week straight. We're in the firehouse, go home, come back, go home, come back. So, all right. So let's get into some more questions here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what is one common myth that you want to debunk about firefighting?
So one thing I want to debunk about firefighting is that anybody who's thinking about joining and you're thinking, oh my God, like I'm going to be in a fire all the time. That is part of it. And yes, you will see some fire, of course. But I want to say maybe 20% of being a volunteer firefighter includes actual hand on the knob firefighting. A lot of it is community service. Fire prevention week, where we go to all the middle school, the elementary schools, and we educate. A lot of it is education, and then at the end of that week, I believe they come to the firehouse. So we redo the demonstration with the stove and everything like that.
Yep.
Crime. What's it called in May? Oh no,
crime
in August.
Prevention?
Crime. It's the first Tuesday of every August.
Can't even.
National Night Out Against Crime.
There we go. Okay.
National Night Out Against Crime. That's always held at the firehouse. So it's so much community stuff, community-based stuff that's out there. So firefighting, of course, is a big part. That's the meat and potatoes of what we do, and that's the reason why we exist. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of other things that people don't really know about that
happens
do.
And that you do.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to switch gears just a little bit because I just thought of a question.
Okay.
Because you're in Manor. You were in Manor, and Manor is in Van Ness.
Yes.
Van Ness housed two different companies, right? You have Company 1 and Rescue, and then you have Company 3, right?
Right.
How is that? Knowing that Truck has their own firehouse, Brookside has their own firehouse, how is that? Because I don't know that. I'm from Brookside, so we've always had our own firehouses. No one else here but us.
Right.
And then on top of it, Brookside's all the way at the end of town, so we're by ourselves. So how is that when you have two different firehouses? Well, I mean, two different companies in the same firehouse.
Double the knowledge, double the hands. I was never an EMS guy. However, to see them train, you're with them. You know what I mean? So you're training with them. You see what they do in a sense. And sometimes once you become a chauffeur, especially if you belong to Manor, you might be driving an ambulance a lot.
Oh, so you take their rig out.
Right. You might have to drive their ambulance. You might have to, so it's pretty cool. And, for those standbys, double the food, you know, double the people.
That's right. Double the food, double the people.
A lot of times they'll come upstairs to us. Well, we'll chill and chop it up, or we'll go downstairs to them, chill and chop it up. And, it's a lot of mentorship, That's the biggest thing I took from the fire department was mentors, older brothers and sisters that really took me under their wing and showed me. And not even just when it came to professional life, but becoming a father, getting advice from older men that have gone through it. That's right. And homeowners, home ownership, questions on that. And just, I got a lot of older brothers and sisters from that department, that still this day, me and you, we still chop it up.
Definitely.
So a lot of people that I'm still forever in that bond with.
Yeah, I love that. See, that's what you get when you join the volunteer services. Those are the things that you get. That brotherhood. And that always someone there to help out. Like, you know who to call. Like, I just call up. He does this, he does that. That's the beauty of the fire department I love is that everyone does different things, right? Yep. When you're paid firefighter, everyone's a firefighter. But here in volunteer, it's like you're a firefighter, but you're also a healthcare worker. You're also a cop. You're also a town worker. You're all these different things.
Or you're FDNY firefighter.
Or you're that too.
Yep.
So
and
it's
you
just
could
like
help the other guys come up and show them how to. Okay, well maybe you might not be able to get on through the open competitive exam, but hey, how about you? Are you interested in EMT? So be an EMS and take what they call the back door into the FDNY.
Yep.
And I've seen a lot of guys do that.
So there's always different ways. I love that.
Always ways. Yep.
All right, so I do got a question for you.
Yeah.
You don't know this question is coming.
Okay.
So now as an officer, right?
Yes.
Now as an officer, and we're going to get into a game, but I want to ask you this question first, right?
Yeah.
Now as an officer, you see a call, right? You pull up to a call.
Yeah.
It's a full-blown house fire.
Okay.
Right? Are you parking your car in front?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Because you already know. Everyone's we need the front.
Sometimes I'm too far. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, maybe I can move up a little closer. Yeah, 'cause I just want to give the apparatus as much room.
There we go. Yeah. So that's always a good thing. I was thinking about that on the way in. Yeah. I was like, I gotta ask Paul, like, will he pull up in front? Because that's like a pet peeve of all firefighters.
And I actually
pull in front.
I have a cool fire department story with Garden City too.
Okay,
actually,
talk to me.
Garden City, I believe, might have had like I don't know if they were at fire school that week, but they had guest fire departments come in for the week.
Yeah.
One of which was actually Brookside.
Okay. Yeah,
so I'm coming into work.
We just mutual aid. We take over there, you know.
So I'm coming into work. So the way Garden City is, if people don't know, it's attached to a firehouse.
Okay.
So
we didn't really talk about how you got into Garden City. So as an officer, so how did that transition happen and when did that happen and why, right?
Right.
Why a lot of people stay in NYPD. What made you want to go to Garden City?
So what happened was I took the exam with the intent of becoming a Nassau cop. So what happens is there's no exam for like specific villages like that.
Okay.
I think like Long Beach has a test and maybe I know Long Beach and like maybe one other department, I can't think of it right now, has an exam. But with Nassau, you take the Nassau test and then villages can pick you up from there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I took the Nassau test and
they just picked
Garden
you
City.
up? They just reached out? Like
they reach out while you're on the list. Yeah. They reach out. Yep.
I know you were happy. You were like, okay.
I was nervous. Yeah, but yeah. Hempstead reached out. Garden City reached out.
Okay.
But my first interview happened to be with Garden City.
And then you were just like, I'm taking that one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. I love to hear. All right. So you were going into the story of your story with being a Garden City officer and then the Garden City Fire Department.
Right. So the police department, so our police station is connected to the Garden City Firehouse, one of the firehouses there.
So the police station is right next
attached.
to it. It's attached.
Same building, pretty much. Yeah. Okay. So what happens is, I believe Garden City might have been on like fire school that week or something like that.
Okay.
So I'm coming into work and I see, you know, a truck and it says Brookside Uniondale Fire Department Engine Company number 2.
Like, who the?
So I park my car before I go in and I walk up to the truck. And I'm like, oh, what's up, guys? You know, so I saw a lot of familiar faces. And cool story is I responded to a job with them.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like a CO alarm, but so I responded to a job.
And
with Brookside. So it was like a full circle moment.
Yeah, so that's why I want to ask, like, what's going through your mind when that box goes off? Yeah. You're now on the other side as an officer, still responding with Uniondale. Like, what's going through your brain at that moment?
It was so cool. It was like, wow, like if you could really talk about a full circle moment. That was a real.
This is where I started, and now look at where I'm going.
Yeah,
look at that, man. I love that,
so
man. Cool. And these are the things that I feel like are so important when it comes to the volunteer services. Like these are the things that happen, right? Doors open, these things happen, and that's why I think anyone, if you're not away at college, you need to be joining. Yeah, that's how I always look at it. Yes, all right, so you know what we could do? Let's get into the flashover.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, do you know what the flashover is?
Yes, I'm a big fan of the show. So
okay. Good. So the flashover is I'll ask a couple of questions. Android or Apple? Android or Apple?
Apple.
Oh, yo, I don't think I have any Android people like come on the show.
Got to FaceTime. Got to FaceTime.
So I'll ask you Android, Apple. You give me the question. I'll give you the question. You give me the answer really quick. Okay. All right. We'll do some questions. We'll do some movies, TV shows, all of that stuff. All right. Okay. So. Are you ready, Paul? Are you ready for the flashover?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First question I got for you. All right. Drive the rig at a parade or drive the chief truck at a parade?
I got to drive the rig.
Got to drive the rig.
Yeah, you get more attention with the rig.
You get more attention with the rig.
You're by yourself in that chief car. Maybe somebody's next to you, but that rig is where you got people in the back jumping and screaming.
That's where it's fun at.
That's where it's fun, yeah.
All right. Brush fire or rockin' dumpster fire?
I gotta say with the brush fire.
That
dumpster fire can get kind of nasty, so we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that brush fire.
With that brush fire, all right. Basement fire or warehouse fire?
Just for the safety of me and my guys, I'm gonna say basement. It's a little bit more control. Basement fires are no fun in themselves, but that warehouse you could easily get turned around, especially as an engine. You don't really have much tools in your hand, so you're relying on that hose. So God forbid you let go of that hose somehow.
That's it.
You could definitely get lost.
You get lost in there. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. A confirmed car fire or automatic alarm with a light smoke condition?
I'm going to go with that car fire.
You going with the car fire? Yeah. Confirm fire?
It's rocking. And for engine guys, for me personally, car fires are pretty fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy car fires, yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. and you came to our installation dinner, but if you're at an installation dinner, and would you sit with the commissioners or the probies? Can't sit with the black shields or your friends.
Right.
You can't. You got to pick one. Commissioners or probies?
I think it depends on where I am in my firematic career.
Okay.
If I'm running for chief, I'm probably going to sit with the commissioner.
You know, I love that answer. You know, because everyone always says probies. No, I'm going to sit with the probies. I'm going to do that. But you got to be smart about it.
If I know, like, say I'm an ex-captain and I know I'm next up for chief, probably I might want to pick some brains at that commissioner table because a lot of those guys are ex-chiefs. But if that's not the scenario, any other scenario, I'm with the probies.
You're with the probies. Yeah. I love that. You know, you're the only one that gave that. Everyone always says probies, but that makes sense. You got to look at where you are in your fire career. Right? All right. So let's keep going. If you are at a fire, right? Who would you want to go down the hallway with? Would you want to go down the hallway with the salty old vet or the young, hungry rookie? Which one you want to pick? Chief comes up and says, yo, y'all got to go inside. You're going to be trucked today. You're going inside. Are you bringing the old guy with you or are you bringing the new guy? Again,
I guess I'm going to be political with these answers. It depends on where I'm at. So if I'm a probie myself, I want that salty old man to kind of teach me and guide me.
Yep.
If I'm not a probie, I want the probie. I want to be able to teach him. And there's nothing better in the fire service than to actually like, oh, snap, I know a little something. Let me bring it down to the next generation. So I probably would do that. Yeah.
Okay. Got another question. Right? You are an officer.
Right.
Pull up to a rocking house fire, right? People trapped. You going in?
As the officer?
As an officer.
So I'm the incident commander, or?
I mean, I don't know I don't know how it works as an officer, but
I'm a police officer.
Yeah, you're a police officer.
Okay.
In your job now, you're a police officer.
Okay.
You're usually the first to the scene before the fire department gets there. People trapped. Going in?
Yes,
you're going in.
Yeah.
Right,
if I know people are trapped and I'm the first unit there.
Even though, let's say you hear the rigs, you hear them coming, you hear that,
I gotta do something.
You gotta do something.
I'm gonna take a tool out of my car somehow and try to at least start opening doors or something. I can't just sit there.
Can't just sit there.
The firefighter in me won't just allow me to stand there.
Won't just allow you to sit there. So let's say now they're inside, right? Fire department gets there. You went in there. No one there. Now you're falling back, right?
Yeah. Let the firemen do their job.
But Manor is there, right?
And
they need some help with moving the hose. Are you gonna help move the hose?
I don't think my commissioner. Shout out my commissioner. I don't think he'll be happy. I don't think he'll be happy knowing that his officer is over here humping hose. Yeah, so
you're gonna have to sit back.
To keep my job. I think I'm gonna fall back. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit back. Okay, let's keep going here. When you were in, right? Would you rather, right? Pick your punishment: summer heat in gear or winter cold with wet boots.
Ooh.
Pick your punishment. Which one we're going?
Hey man, firefighters are built to have to deal with the heat, so I'm gonna go with that heat. That wet boot feeling is not fun. So
it is the worst. I'd rather go with the heat instead of going.
I'm gonna be hot anyway.
That's the truth. You're gonna be hot anyway. All right, so let's keep going with the flashover. Let's keep going. Let's get into some TV shows and some movies. All right.
Okay.
Chicago Fire, Rescue Me.
Rescue Me.
Rescue Me, Third Watch.
Rescue Me.
Rescue Me again.
Yeah.
Okay. Backdraft, Ladder 49.
Ladder 49.
I gotta know why.
I think it's a little more real.
Yeah,
it's a little more of a real,
real scenarios, real stuff that go on. Mm-hmm. Backdraft was it's the Bible. We all love it, but it was a little bit like, wow.
Exaggerated, yeah.
A little bit exaggerated. All right, so most important question I'm going to ask, and I already kind of think I know the answer, but engine or truck?
Got to go with that engine.
Engine, there we go. Boo, 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 boo. That's right. Engine, yeah. We are going with engine. All right, so let's keep going here. I got a question about just, how has being a volunteer firefighter, how has that, changed your perspective on life?
Oh, right? Man. Everything. Like I said, it's the reason for my professional career that I have now. It opened the doors for so many things. It paid for me to finish Nassau when I was in school. It opened my eyes to first responding. Another thing too, a lot of Nassau cops take their lunch break. They took their lunch break in Manor. So I got to chop it up with them and kind of pick their brain. And that's kind of how, I was like, oh, let me take that test.
Yeah.
Just hearing them talk and things like that. But yeah, a lot of different things, man. It changed my life. My life. I don't regret it. And I'm not shutting that door, man. I'm not shutting that door in the fire department.
Let me ask you a question. You're still in Rockville Centre?
No, I'm in Suffolk County right now.
Suffolk County. Did you ever think about joining out there? Did you ever think about that?
I have. However, I have 2 young kids.
Okay.
1-year-old, 3-year-old. We just got out there about a year ago. Brand new to this job. I'm still on probation. So I want to figure some things out with my life first.
Gotcha.
Get a little more settled. Let the kids get a little older. Let them both kind of be in school, and then maybe I'll reopen that door. But for now, I don't want to commit myself to something
that you may not be
that
able
I might
to
not, when I do something, I gotta do it all the way. So right now, I don't think is the time. But my heart is still in it.
It's still there.
I'm definitely gonna be a fireman again. Let's just put it that way. I'd love to come back to Uniondale.
Yeah,
that Uniondale dream is still it hasn't shut. I would love to come back. I would love to come back.
All right, so one of the last questions I want to ask you is if there's somebody that's listening right now that is in for a couple of months or thinking about joining, what type of advice would you want to give them?
Okay, I love this question. First of all, take it serious, learn, be a firefighter, however, here's my however.
Yep.
Don't get so wrapped up in the fire service that you abandon other parts of your life. You know what I mean? Take those tests.
That's right.
Remember, you got to make money somehow. This is volunteer. It's a great thing to be a part of. And of course, fall in love with it. I fell in love with it. Almost everybody falls in love with it once they do it.
It becomes a part of your life.
But don't just focus on that. You know what I mean? Finish school, take exams, take every single test, every single civil service test that drops, and whoever hires you, go for it. You know what I mean? But that would be my advice to those young guys. Like I said, learn the job, learn how to be a fireman, but don't abandon your personal life.
I love that.
Yep.
I got to ask you a couple quick questions. I kind of skipped it because you're a former member.
Yeah.
But you're still trying to come back.
I would love to.
You're going to come back. So I still got to ask some questions, right? So suspended or not? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So now I need you to put on your hat as if you were going to be chief. Okay.
Right.
So I need you to put that hat on. Okay. All right. Suspended or not? You are walking by the rig. You are the chief of the department. You're walking by the rig. You just finished having an argument with the chauffeur of that rig. As you walk by, bang, he hits the horn. Okay. Suspended or not?
I can't prove that this is the cop in me talking. Unless I could prove that you did that with intent, because accidents happen.
Okay.
I don't think I'll probably suck my teeth and keep it pushing, but I don't think I'm going to suspend it.
You're not going to suspend it.
Yeah. Unless you start mouthing off afterward. Then maybe we have a but if it's just the horn, I'm not suspending it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things like you.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. All out fist fight. 2 members at a fire. At a fire, they have a fight, suspended or not. And I need you to put on that chief hat right now.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to suspend you. If it's behind closed doors in the firehouse, behind closed doors, and only we know about it, membership only, then we're gonna talk about it and try to have other repercussions, maybe not a suspension, but hey, just stay away from the firehouse unofficially for a week.
Okay.
But if it's at the fire scene and loved ones of that house are watching, I got to do something, because it might even be on the news. So now
you got to do something.
Yeah, I got to do
something.
something. Yeah, okay. I got to do something.
All right, last question, right? And this actually, I wonder what you're going to say, right? All right, you got a chauffeur, right? We're at a call, and a police car is right in front. That chauffeur gets on the loudspeaker and says, "Move your effing car." I need to know, chief of the fire department, you're suspended, or are you suspended or not? Then I need to know, as an officer in that car, what are you going to do?
Okay. I understand with fires, there's a lot of heat of the moment, things that happen. Because of the situation, I don't think I'm going to suspend that member.
Okay.
That cop should probably know better.
Okay.
But cops don't. If you were never a volunteer, you just know, hey, this is the address,
I'm here. Yeah.
But you should, if you've been around long enough, if you've been to a couple fires, the trucks are going to need that space.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to suspend. If I'm the cop,
yes,
I'm going to let things cool down with the fire.
Obviously, you wouldn't be the cop because you already know.
I already know.
You move far.
Right.
But let's say you're whatever happened to be,
I'm probably going to have a conversation with you afterwards. I'm going to let you fight this fire. Because that's what comes first. But I'm going to pull you to the side, and we're going to have a man-to-man talk or man-to-woman talk, like, hey, that wasn't cool. And if you continue to mouth off, then I'm gonna have to have a conversation with your superior officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right. I love it. So you can be a good chief, bro. Yeah. You can be a good chief. You need to come on back.
We'll see.
All right. So is there anything that I'm forgetting? Anything else that you want to bring up before we get out of here, man?
No, I just want to shout out everybody, man. Shout out Manor Company. Shout out Uniondale.
What up?
Uniondale Fire Department. Thank you for the opportunity. It changed my life. Seriously. I'm always talking about it. I'm very proud to have been a firefighter. And like I said, man, when that housing market kind of changes and Nassau County becomes affordable, I might come on back. And if not, then we'll check out a local fire department near me where I'm at now, and we'll start talking in a couple of years. Yeah,
because those skills that, experience you have could help people out there, right?
Absolutely.
So definitely, there's probies out there. There's all of that. With you coming in as a probie with so much knowledge already, that definitely can help that department. So you wouldn't want to just not use that, just because you're not in Uniondale. We want you back in Uniondale.
Absolutely.
But if not, definitely going over there.
Absolutely.
All right. So got another question. Last question I want to ask you. If there's anybody that you can think that would come on this show right now, who would you want on this show?
All right. So father and son duo, that would be cool to see. He actually just got awarded his 60th year, 60 years in the fire service.
That's crazy.
So honorary ex-chief Ron Siebert. I would love to see him on the show, as well as his son, ex-chief Mark Siebert, who's also a fire marshal. He's a supervisor, I believe. So if those two guys together can kind of share that father-son experience, that would be dope. Combined, that's probably almost 100 years of fire
crazy
between father and son.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yes.
I would love to see that.
That's it. So listen, Ron, Mark, you're being called down to the Firehouse. We got to get you down here.
Yes,
I feel like somebody else had called them out before.
Yeah, they got it. 60
we got to
years.
get them down.
Is he the most senior in Uniondale? He got to be. He got to be at this point.
He probably is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, as I think about it, he probably is one of the most senior.
Yeah, he chauffeur trained me too. Yeah, wealth of knowledge.
Tons of knowledge. All right, so listen, my boy, thank you so much for coming down.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. And you know what? I want to shout you out. I don't know if anybody's ever done this. You know what? This is a great show. It's a voice for, firefighters on Long Island. And, it's an honor to be the first former firefighter. But
there you go.
All the, I've seen some heavy hitters sit in this chair. So it's an honor to sit here, man. Cameron Peak, Renan, Axios, these guys.
We had some good guys in here.
Some heavy hitters, man. So you know what? I love what you're doing. I want to shout you out. I want to give you your flowers right now while I'm sitting here. You're doing a great job with this show, and keep on going, my brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Listen, man, thank you for coming out and coming down to the Firehouse. All right, please. I hope you all enjoyed that. We just heard from my boy Paul Salvodon. Did I say it right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I said it right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
From former member of the Uniondale Fire Department
and future member of Question Mark.
And future member of Question Mark. And that was the Uniondale Fire Department. I hope you all enjoyed this conversation. Please like, share, subscribe, do all of those things, all right? I am your host, Chris Moses, and please tune in next week to another great conversation in the Firehouse.